Hey Google, turn on the bedroom light.
Got it. Turning on 2 lights.
Oh man. Turn the bedroom light to white.
Got it. Changing 2 lights to white.
Alright, subscribe to the channel, like the video, leave a comment below. But right now, I'm gonna go ahead and get my day started, have my coffee, and take over the day, man. Listen, y'all, we got one shot at this life. Don't be ashamed of whatever you do. If you enjoy it, keep doing it and doing it. Wash, rinse, spin cycle, repeat. I'm out. Alright, let's go ahead and get this coffee started. Coffee Chronicles. I'm gonna sit back, chop it with y'all for a minute. And you know I got the Canon camera, so this Jolly Lofi. Looking wild, looking like a wild, rugged child, but we gonna go ahead and get it. All right, in the meantime, check out Jolly Strong. I'm gonna do some leg workout, play some music, rock out for a minute, throw my headphones on, and that's what we gonna do. I learned that a lot of times you can't play music in your video, so I need that whole vibe. So I'm gonna put my headphones in. Once everything gets finished downloaded. Alright, I see a video I might want to watch on YouTube. It's called The Next Video. And I gotta wash my floor. That's coming next. The next video. And the video is a stock that I missed. And a lot of other people missed. Hey, I do the stock market too. Listen, if you ain't in the stock market, you don't know what you're missing. Gotta keep that money circulating like a wildfire. And I'm fasting a bit. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm about to turn for you, man. All right, here we go, here we go, here we go. Here we go. Here we go, yo. Get the remote. Glasses on. Chop it up with y'all. Camera crooked. Yeah, we gonna fix that real quick. There ain't nothing to fix. get my smartwatch. And I'm thinking about getting them Meta glasses. Really ain't thinking I'm probably gonna order them. They're only $300. So I'm gonna get the Meta glasses soon too. Content gonna be taken to a whole nother level. But what I'm gonna do is, I'm not gonna be wearing them. I'm gonna have somebody else wearing the Meta glasses for me while I do stuff. That's how I'm gonna flip the game around. I'm like, yo, put these glasses on.
Joseph Hogue here with another one of these news-related videos, news that catches my eye, and I want to get it out to you faster than the week turnaround for the produced videos. It's something I've been watching lately.
7 stocks to buy.
What I want to talk to you about today is
Yeah, I want to listen to this.
Fighting to try to get those NVIDIA chips for its own AI platforms. China is now saying that NVIDIA is using monopoly practices to really shut out a lot of its own chip makers. And that escalated even further when it was heard that China was effectively banning its NVIDIA's chips in some of the companies there.
Damn.
New York Times reporting here that China has banned the use of the company's chips, NVIDIA's AI chips, in some of its companies, basically just telling companies not to use NVIDIA chips because of that, because of the security, the national security policy that actually the U.S. has used against some of Chinese companies.
They're going to war.
Is really a turnaround of some of the tactics the U.S. has used against China in the past couple of years, saying that some of its companies, like TikTok, really is the best example, that it are beholden to the Chinese government, and so kind of limiting their use here in the United States. China is now turning around and doing that with the
and the videos in the S&P 500.
Trusted to be used in some of its AI platforms.
I might.
So it is starting to be very clear that NVIDIA is being pulled against its will into this trade war between the U.S. and China. China is using NVIDIA now as a bargaining chip in that trade war, but really, I think someone ought to tell President Xi that NVIDIA is so 2024. And that's because, well, NVIDIA is up 30%, so a great return. And again, I think future growth on this stock still makes it a decent return. It's not going to be the 280% return that we saw over the last year, okay? Here in 2020.
Which one to buy? Okay, I'm not buying the video. I'm not doing it.
Forecasting a 58% sales growth this year, 32% sales growth next year to 200% inference stage. That's where you use a lot of those AI models to start using for working as that
Alright, come on, get to it.
32% expected next year.
I don't want a video, man.
And I think Arista is going to continue to build on that for continued sales growth. Here we see analysts expecting 25% sales growth this year, slowing a little bit to 20% next year, to $10.6 billion in sales for Arista Networks. That is from just $7 billion last year. So very strong sales growth. So earnings per share up to $3.27 for next year. Another stock we highlighted in yesterday's video on that infrastructure build out. I want to talk about it here again.
They already ran. See, I'm not looking at no stocks that just ran up already.
Apply on demand.
You always get late to the party, man.
What happens if I'm not here to
You want to sell something? Yeah.
As customer relations,
Salesforce,
sales, marketing, services get transformed with AI into co-pilots, generative content. Really, there's automated conversation. Very well positioned there. Okay, it's the CRM platform and its natural place solution. Really make a lot of money.
Let me look up Salesforce, because I might get out of MicroStrategies and get in Salesforce. I really don't like mine. I want to get all that crypto bullshit. I ain't gonna say it's bullshit, but CRM. Year to date, damn, they down 27%. Ooh. You know what? I might get in this shit See, man. God damn it. I'm stuck in all these fucking stocks, man. God damn. Alright, that's done. Give me 1 second, y'all. I'm thinking about buying this stock. The 244. Give me 1 second, y'all.
AI maybe does kill some of these software companies. Here in the analyst forecast, we do see some of that fear that AI is going to limit the sales growth of these companies, of these software companies like CRM. We do see analysts have forecasted just 8.8% growth this year and 9% growth next year into about $45 billion in sales. Again, I think this company beats those estimates. I think it surprises on the upside. Mark Benioff, their CEO over at Salesforce, has a history of under-promising and then over-delivering on sales growth. He recently did that in the last couple of earnings, really spooked the market with his sales forecast. I think he comes back with a big surprise here over the next couple of quarters and beats these numbers. We see that same opportunity here in ServiceNow, ticker NOW, now down 10% for the year. This company is pushing hard into that agentic AI. Okay, again, the agents that are going to be automating tasks and workflows for companies. We saw an MIT study a couple of weeks ago that only 5% of those agentic AI programs had been actually put in place for these enterprises. I think that kind of misled the markets and misled investors, because if you look deeper into that report, what you actually saw was that a lot of those agentic AI programs that were developed outside the company, like these companies from ServiceNow, from CRM, that were professionally developed for the companies, about 2/3 of those agents were actually placed into service.
Man.
Enabled business service management and for ServiceNow up to $15.6 billion for revenue over the next year. Much better than a CRM, but of course it's going to be trading for quite a bit more expensive. You can go here to the statistics tab and we'll compare ServiceNow with CRM. So ServiceNow, for that 20% growth, investors are now paying about 16.6 times on that price to sales valuation. Okay, so that is quite a bit below the 18 times investors were paying. A little bit easier to model these or to compare these if we take that 20% sales growth that we saw with ServiceNow. So 20% divided by, put these up here. Okay, so if we've got a 16.7 times.
You know what I learned about watching the stock market? It takes money to make even more money. Let me say it again. It takes money to make even more money. So if you had $100 investment and you went up 20%, that's only $20. If you had $1,000 investment on 20%, that's $200. Now say if you had 100,000, what is that? 20,000. 20,000. If you put 100,000 on a stock and it went up 20%, that's a $20,000 lick. That's why I say, look, get your money up, get as much money as possible. Because if you got 100,000 and you went up 20% on anything, you need to go 5%, 5,000. Say if you got $1 million, you go 20%, that's 200,000. People don't even make 200,000 a year. But it's a downside to it too, and go in the opposite direction. And I learned you put a stop loss. I'm just saying, man. The more money you got, the more money you can make off of that money you got. And this is not advice, because I'm not a stock market analyst. I'm just a person that's trying to donate. Donate to the channel. Jolly pay me. Come on, help a brother. I need some new camera footage. I need some new lighting. I need some damn socks. All right, let's see what else we're talking about. I might.
Sales growth, we had about a 0.8
CRM
on that price to sales adjusted for growth. Okay, so 0.83. Now, if we go here to Salesforce, we had about 10% or 9% sales growth there. So
I'm gonna start using Yahoo Finance.
Price to sales divided by that 9% sales growth, we have 0.67. Okay, so we do see that adjusted for that sales growth, Salesforce is still the better buy here, okay, because it is trading not only cheaply on that price to sales valuation, but even adjusted for that growth. Okay, so ServiceNow trading or growing much faster, growing at 20% sales growth a year, but Salesforce is just so much cheaper that it is too cheap to ignore here at just 0.667 times sales to price to sales to growth adjusted. Another one I'd be watching very closely here, Microsoft, ticker MSFT, one of the Magnificent Seven there, up 22% so far this year, already deeply embedded in that AI world, right? The AI world with Azure, OpenAI, with its OpenAI investments, one of the first investors into the OpenAI company. It's going to benefit as that company grows and as ChatGPT grows as well, but also integrating a lot of that AI into its software stack. Office, Teams, Windows. Microsoft revolutionized Office with its Excel, with its Microsoft Word decades ago. It's going to do it again with AI when it integrates AI into that. It's going to make Office operations so much faster, so much easier with the AI into that software stack. As enterprises adopt those more AI agents, the co-pilots, the large language model integration, Microsoft is just a natural beneficiary here. Okay, so it's got that strong software and services revenue base, going to help us smooth out any hardware cycle risk. And I think this is one of the big ones to watch. But then transitioning from that theme, I think you need to follow the money all the way through to this final stage here. And SoundHound is quietly crushing that final stage of AI where we find that real world consumer use. Okay, its voice AI powers restaurants, cars, IoT, so Internet of Things devices. It's taking orders, it's answering questions, integrating all this with payments. This voice assistant market is a $160 billion opportunity for a company that was booking just $85 million in sales last year. Okay, if you model this out, even if SoundHound just gets a small 10% of that market, $16 billion divided by that $85 million in sales that it recorded last year, that is immense sales growth. It is going to take this company 20, 30, 40% sales growth every single year for many years and really take this stock higher. We've been following this stock since February of last year, actually, when it was around $4 per share. Now upwards $16, $17 a share, 200% plus on our investment on this, but I think it still keeps on running. Just a $6.6 billion company. This could one day be $1 trillion company here. Here's that sales growth I talked about. 96% forecasted sales growth this year, from that $85 million booked last year to $166 million in sales. Next year forecasted just 29% sales growth. I think they beat that out of the water, $214 million in sales. I think they hit at least $250 or more million in sales once a lot of these projects, these drive-thrus, the cars, the IoT devices really start taking up that voice assistant programs that SoundHound it really dominates in. I think they beat this. I think they continue to beat those sales growth targets, and this could be an $80, $90, $100 stock very quickly. Also in that final stage where we see real world consumer and
man, all this shit is way up.
Reinventing the warehouse logistics with those AI driven robotics that can sort, stack, and move goods faster than any human ever could. Okay, it's already got a $10 billion deal with Walmart to reinvent its warehouses. It's already in Albertsons. It's already in Target warehouses. It is basically everywhere in warehouse logistics. It's working with SoftBank. It's working with SoftBank to take it internationally. Okay, the systems are slashing labor costs, boosting the accuracy, and really letting retailers run that 24/7 fulfillment. Okay, this is the backbone of e-commerce, quietly making those supply chains smarter, leaner, and nearly autonomous. Here with the sales growth forecasted for Symbotic, we've been covering this stock since it was a $20 stock. Now it's $60 per share. So 3 times our money so far just since we've been covering it in less than a year. Forecasted to 22% sales growth this year, 21% next to $2.7 billion. This company has a $20 billion backlog of orders. Okay, think about that. Booking $2.2 billion in sales this year. $20 billion in backlog orders waiting to be booked as sales. So this has better than 20% sales growth for years to come just on those backlog orders. And as more warehouses, more companies bring Symbotic into their warehouse to really make them, again, more smarter, leaner, and nearly autonomous with warehouse logistics operations. Again, folks, all the love in the world for NVIDIA and all the money it's made us over the last couple of years. But the idea here is to stay ahead of that next big thing, okay? Not just investing in the stocks that blew up last year, getting in front of that and getting in front of the ones that are going to blow up next year.
Yeah.
Investing in that evolution in AI as it goes from infrastructure spending into enterprise services and software, and then into consumer services. Check out Fabric Life and protect your family with the link below. Don't forget to join the Let's Talk Money.
I kind of want to go ahead and buy it, man. I'm about 12. Fuck it. Damn, man.
Alright, man, so this AI is running out of chips, y'all. So it is running out of it. It's also running out of